She walked toward him slowly, smiling until nothing was left between them. The light of the alien moon cast silver shadows on her skin, soft and unreal. Daniel stood frozen, his pulse racing, every instinct in his body caught between fear and awe. She was not supposed to exist. Not here. Not like this. He had been stationed on Vega Outpost for 3 months. A lonely assignment guarding a station that no one cared about anymore. The stars outside were his only company until the night the alarms went silent for no reason. The silence was too deep, too complete, like the station itself was holding its breath. When he stepped into the main corridor, she was there. She looked almost human. Almost. Her eyes were brighter than they should be, her pupils reflecting light that did not exist. Her hair shimmered faintly like liquid metal. She wore no armor, no sign of being a soldier, but there was power in the way she moved. Calm, unhurried, like she had been here before. Many times. Daniel reached for his sidearm, then stopped. Something inside him whispered that drawing it would be useless. She smiled at his hesitation, and the station lights flickered, as if responding to her. She tilted her head, studying him with a quiet curiosity. He tried to speak, but his words failed. The air felt heavy, charged, alive. Finally, she said, in soft English words. Imperfect but clear, you are not like the others. He did not understand what she meant, but the way she said it made his chest tighten. She stepped closer. The temperature dropped, and frost began to spread across the walls behind her. He could hear his own breath. She stopped just in front of him, her eyes searching his face. Then she reached out, her fingers almost touching his cheek. Daniel did not move. The moment her hand brushed his skin, the entire station shuddered. A wave of light rippled through the metal walls, and the hum of the generators died. He saw stars flicker through the observation window as if reality itself had bent for a heartbeat. When it passed, she was trembling slightly. He realized she had taken energy from the station or given it. "Who are you?" he managed to whisper. Her lips curved in that strange, knowing smile again. "I was lost," she said. "Your kind took the stars from me." Her words made no sense, but her tone carried something deeper, a wound older than memory. He wanted to ask more, but the station lights dimmed again. This time, to a soft blue pulse that matched the rhythm of her breathing. Daniel felt a connection he could not explain, as if her presence was wrapping around his thoughts. He saw flashes of images in his mind-burning cities, endless skies filled with strange ships, voices calling in languages he did not know, and through it all, her face. Always her face. She stepped closer again, until there was no distance left. "You have their eyes," she whispered. The same fear. The same hope. Her hand rested against his chest, and he felt a warmth spread from her touch, fighting the cold that had filled the air. He realized she was not attacking him. She was searching for something human. He asked quietly, "What do you want?" She looked up, her eyes shining. "To remember," she said. "To know why you saved me." Then, without warning, she leaned her forehead against his. His mind filled with light. He saw what she saw crash on a frozen world, her body broken, her mind fading. A human rescue ship finding her among wreckage, soldiers pulling her out, unaware she was not human. He saw himself there, a younger version, carrying her through the storm, whispering it will be okay. He had forgotten. Years ago, before the war, before he was sent here, tears stung his eyes. "You were real," he said softly. She nodded. "You made me live," she replied. Then her expression shifted something deep and sorrowful. "But they came after you left. They burned what was left of my home." Her voice trembled slightly. "I followed your signal for so long," the realization hit him. She had found him through the station's beacon, drawn by the code he had rewritten months ago to keep himself sane. The same frequency she must have known long ago. Outside the window, a storm of light began to rise from the planet below. He recognized it, an energy surge from orbiting drones, Earth ships. They had tracked her here. They were coming to destroy what they did not understand. She looked at him, calm again. "They will come for me," she said, "and you will have to choose." The weight of her words fell heavy in the silent air. He thought of his orders, his duty, his years of loyalty. Then he looked at her, the alien woman who had once trusted him with her life. He moved closer, his hand finding hers. "Then let them come," he said quietly. The words were simple, but the choice was not. She looked surprised, almost human for a moment. Then she smiled, the same soft smile that had haunted his dreams for years. The lights around them flickered one last time before settling into a steady glow, when the first warning alarms began to sound. She turned toward the observation window. Her eyes shimmered brighter now, like twin stars. Daniel stood beside her. She took one last step forward until her shoulder touched his. The fleet appeared out of the void, dark and vast. Weapons ready. She glanced at him and said, "If you stay, the stars will remember." And before he could reply, her hand tightened on his. The station filled with white light rising from her body, flooding every circuit, every wire. The ships outside hesitated, blinded by the sudden burst. Then, in one impossible moment, the light reached out beyond the walls, touching everything. When it faded, the fleet was gone. Only the station remained, floating in silence. Daniel opened his eyes slowly. She was still there, her form faint, almost transparent. He reached for her, but his hand passed through empty air. She smiled one last time, her voice soft like the echo of a song. "I am home now." Then she was gone. Daniel stood alone in the quiet, staring out at the endless dark. The stars seemed closer, somehow warmer. And though the world had lost her again, he knew the light she left behind would never fade.